I finally figured it out. I figured out why LeBron James and JJ Redick are such close buddies. They're much alike. LeBron James always blames everybody else. He blames his teammates. He blamed his coaches. He got multiple coaches fired. And now you look at JJ Redick. JJ Redick made a couple mistakes during his first round of the NBA playoffs against the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was called out for those mistakes. He was called out for not doing one substitution in game 4 in the fourth quarter, or the whole entire second half. He was pissed off, actually. He was mad that the journalist asked him a question about it. And he said that they're implying that because of his inexperience, he made that decision. And that he doesn't speak to his assistant coaches and things like that. And then he said he does speak to his assistant coaches just like everybody else. So basically, in my opinion, he went and blamed his assistant coaches, kind of implying that they suggested to him that he shouldn't make these substitutions. Now, he doesn't want to take responsibility, but he's supposed to take the responsibility because he can have 1,000 assistant coaches, and whatever they say, he's the one making the decision at the end. And I'm going to play a couple clips for you. One is from Perk, another one is from Robert Ory. James Worthy talked about this. I'm going to play the clip from JJ Redick again of what he said about his players after the series was lost, so you can refresh it. It was in the last video that I posted, and I'm going to discuss that also, because like I said, now I figured out why LeBron James and JJ Redick fit so well. Because one, JJ Redick is not going to blame LeBron, and LeBron is not going to blame JJ Redick. Everybody else is going to get the blame. Luka is going to get the blame. The other players are going to get the blame. The roster is going to get the blame. Everything else is going to get the blame. But LeBron James won't accept any, won't admit he screwed up in any way, as he never does. And JJ Redick now, after his first postseason series as a head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, he knows he made a huge mistake by not making these substitutions in game 4. But he will never admit it. He still hasn't admitted a mistake, that he made the wrong move and he made the wrong decision. He still hasn't made that admission, and he never will. The only thing that he did in the exit interview is blame players, not mentioning anybody by name, but we know who he talked about. He blamed players not being in shape. That's what it ended up being. So, head coach not taking any responsibility as far as we saw, just blaming everybody else, just like his main star, maybe not main star anymore, LeBron James. So take a look at these clips and tell me what you think after.
Start with the offseason and the work that's required in an offseason to be in championship shape. And, you know, we have a ways to go as a roster. And certainly there are individuals that were in phenomenal shape. There's certainly other ones that could have been in better shape. That's where my mind goes immediately is you know, we have to get in championship shape.
Again, no accepting of blame. Nothing said about, you know, I made mistakes. I made bad decisions. Maybe it's on me. I'll make sure I come back better. Nope. Even Big Perk called him out for that. And that's an interesting comment from Big Perk. So check this one out, because I enjoyed this one. And I think you're going to enjoy this one as well.
Hey, I'm JJ Redick. I know basketball more than anybody in the world. I'm going to stick with this small ball lineup. No matter how big the Minnesota Timberwolves are, I'm going to do it my way because I only care about offense. Forget the fact that they have Rudy and Julius Randle has been punishing us in the paint. Jaden McDaniels has been going off in this series. I'm going to stick with a 40-year-old LeBron James playing the center position. And guess what? If Finney Smith gets in foul trouble, I'm going to go with Maxi Kleber. I'm going to bring him into the game and hope that he can go in there and mix it up. Scott, it was ridiculous. I never want to do this and blame a series on one individual, but I have to blame this series on JJ Redick because when it comes down to the postseason, as a coach, you have to make adjustments. And when you see that things aren't going as planned, the 2-3 zone trapping Anthony Edwards is not working because he is growing right in front of our eyes and picking it apart. When you see that you need a guy like Jackson Hayes in the lineup, but you're only thinking about offense because that's what you want to do, and you lose this series in 5, then you have to take the blame for this because you didn't make any adjustments whatsoever to adjust to this team and help your 40-year-old aging superstar LeBron James out, who was battling in the trenches all season long.
Perk's 100% right. No adjustments made throughout the whole series. Normally, if this was any other coach, I guarantee you 100,000%. LeBron James would be adamant on blaming the coach. He would be embarrassed. And this would not go down like this. But because JJ Redick and LeBron James are buddy, everybody else is to blame. That's the way it works in LeBron James land. Now here I'm going to show you Robert Horry and James Worthy talk about this whole thing. And Robert Horry specifically says that there were no adjustments made and the game plan for this whole series was just bad. Now, who's making the game plan? Check this out.
It's always amazing to me how coaches make changes to the lineup, but they sometimes won't make changes to their game plan. His game plan tonight was bad from the beginning. You think about this, they were double teaming Ant, which kind of caused him to shoot the ball bad, but they're a smart team. What they did was, we're just gonna kick it to the middle, like that's what you do on all presses. And then what are we gonna do then? We're gonna give it to our big guy underneath. Why? Because we starting guys that know, the biggest guy is LeBron James. For me, that was that really irked me about this defense. It's like they kept trying to do it. And after that, okay, Rudy Gobert is getting rebound after rebound. You got Jackson Hayes over there. At least try something with him because everything else ain't working.
They had LeBron James literally play center in this series for a while. And we know how Rudy Gobert destroyed the Lakers in Game 5. Now, isn't Clutch, isn't LeBron, isn't the Lakers, aren't the LeBron fans and Nick Wright and all those guys, aren't they saying this freaking guy can play all 5 positions? I mean, if you can play legitimately for all 5 positions, then why the hell is somebody taking advantage of you like this? You're this Superman that can play every single position. No one else existed like this before. That's what we keep hearing. Well, you saw Magic in the finals play center, filling in for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Age difference don't matter. So don't give me that crap, because right now, in a lot of times, oh, he's 40 years old, look what he's doing. And then when he fails, oh, he's 40 years old, he can't do it anymore. Like, really? Choose a direction you're going to go, because you're making a fool of yourself. LeBron James supposed to play 5 positions. Can't play center against Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is nothing close to what the NBA used to have in centers. Patrick Ewing, Shaquille O'Neal, all those guys. Like Rudy Gobert. I rest my case. LeBron can't play shit for 5 positions.
The adjustments aren't being made throughout the game, in my opinion. The Lakers, they ran the pick and roll with Luka high, LeBron high. It was so easy to defend that. They ran one play out of a timeout, and it was really good play. Executed, Reeves got a shot, didn't make it, but it made the defense move around a little bit. So,
Big Perk, a champion. James Worthy, a champion. Robert Horry, a champion. Every single one of these guys is saying the head coach is not making adjustments. The head coach is making mistakes. There's no substitutions. The game plan doesn't work, and they don't adjust. They don't switch. They don't change their tactics. This is straight on JJ Redick. There's no question. But the guy will not admit a mistake, just like LeBron James does not admit any mistakes. That's why these guys fit together. And to tell you the truth, I think the Lakers are making a huge mistake by keeping around either of them. They're going to cost themselves a few more years with these guys. Unless they bring in somebody like Giannis or somebody like that and get this team much, much improved, which of course they do have a chance to do. And the Lakers, for some reason, they always find a way to get that big guy in. But I'm just hoping, especially for Giannis, I'm just hoping Giannis is not going to take that bait and he's not going to come to LA. I'm hoping Giannis is going to go somewhere else. It'd be nice if he went to the Knicks, my team. But I don't think that's going to happen either. I don't think he necessarily loves a big market. So I don't know if that's going to be a good fit for him. But my main thing for this video is JJ Redick and LeBron James are so buddy-buddy. And they fit together so well. Because they act the same. They think the same and they behave very similar. Never accountable for anything. Always everybody else to blame. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you soon in the next one.